The year is 1875. The world is still vast and untamed. And on the bustling docks of Sydney, Australia, a wool clipper called Eagle is preparing to set sail for the long and treacherous journey to London. The sea is unpredictable, and yet these mighty ships were the lifeblood of global trade, speeding across the oceans to deliver their precious cargo, raw wool destined for the textile mills of England. The stakes are high. A successful voyage means riches, prestige, and the glory of claiming the prize at the London wool market, while failure means ruin. But for the men aboard these ships, the sea is both a harsh master and a constant companion. Their memories, their anecdotes, and the struggles of life aboard are what shaped their lives. This narrative is proudly brought to you by Polly Speaks For You. At Polly Speaks For You, we are committed to empowering individuals, especially those with disabilities or learning challenges, through innovative text-to-speech and voice recognition technology. Polly Speaks For You is more than just software. It's a tool for self-expression, connecting people with the world in meaningful ways. By blending the richness of history with cutting-edge technology, Polly Speaks For You demonstrates that every voice, whether preserving the past or shaping the future, has the potential to inspire. While we strive to make the story engaging, our primary focus is on storytelling itself. The visuals are secondary. We're showcasing the remarkable capabilities of text-to-speech software that bring these stories to life. Diary entry: Captain Richard Seymour, March 6, 1875. The morning air is heavy with the scent of the salt water. The Eagle is ready for sea. The crew is eager. You can feel it in their eyes, the fire, the determination. The wool must reach London before the others. We have competitors, and the race is on. The wind is favorable today, but it could change at a moment's notice. The crew trusts me, and I trust them. There's a rhythm to sailing, one you can feel in your bones. The great sails are up, the ropes tight, and we are slicing through the water. Another voyage has begun. Aboard the Eagle, the wind howls like a living thing, but for the men who sail these mighty clippers, it's a sound that brings a rush of adrenaline. They live for this, the thrill of the race, of testing the limits of the ship, the crew, and the elements. Below deck, a sailor named Thomas Tommy McCall is scribbling in his diary, a young man whose eyes have not yet grown accustomed to the constant sway of the ship. Diary entry: Thomas McCall, April 4th, 1875. The first few days at sea always feel the same, suffocating, endless waves, and the creak of timber. The older sailors tell me the sea changes you. They say you learn things here about patience, about survival. But I've learned the only thing that really matters is speed. If we're fast enough, we'll beat the other ships to London. That's what it comes down to, getting the wool to the market before anyone else. I can hear the men talking, always looking to the horizon for the next prize. They speak of the Flying Cloud and the Thermopylae, ships that have raced before us. They say the Flying Cloud could outrun any ship on the sea. I wonder if our ship is as fast as they say it is. Young Tommy's uncertainty is shared by many of the new sailors on board. For them, every wave that crashes against the hull feels like the unknown. The seasoned men, however, have stories of their own, stories that keep them grounded through the toughest of times. Jack the Old Man Williams is one such sailor. His weathered face and hands bear the marks of decades on the sea, and he's never without his pipe. He often sits in the galley with a drink in hand, regaling the younger sailors with tales from his years aboard wool clippers. One story in particular has made the rounds among the crew. Anecdote: Jack the Old Man Williams, recited by Jack, March 19th, 1875. Ah, lad, if you want to know about the Eagle and its kind, let me tell you a tale from the old days. It was a race, you see, back in '62, when the Thermopylae was the queen of the fleet. She had a reputation for speed. No one could match her. But there was a wool clipper, the Greyhound, that was as fast as a jackrabbit. She was smaller, built for speed, not cargo, and when we sailed head-to-head, it was no contest. The Thermopylae couldn't catch her. The Greyhound won the race by a week, and the crew didn't stop partying for days after. The wool? It was still good, but the pride, the glory, that was what mattered. That's what I've learned, boy. Win the race, and the wool will take care of itself. The racing, the glory, these men lived for it. But there was also hardship. The life aboard a wool clipper was no easy feat. The crew spent months at sea, facing everything the ocean could throw at them. At times, the wind was their greatest ally, and at others, it was their cruelest foe. When the wind turned against them, the sailors knew they had no choice but to endure the stifling heat below deck, the constant motion of the ship, the endless smell of salt and wet wool. Diary entry: Thomas McCall, April 16, 1875. The wind died today. Not a breath. The ship is becalmed, and the crew is getting restless. There's nothing to do but wait. The sun burns on my back, and the smell of the wool below deck is becoming unbearable. The older men say this happens, that you have to be patient, that this is part of life on the sea. But I hate it. I hate the stillness. The other ships have to be out there somewhere, passing us, leaving us behind. The race is slipping away. In these moments of frustration, when the wind refused to carry them forward, the sailors found solace in one another. It was in the shared suffering, the bonds forged in adversity, that the crew of the Eagle grew stronger. Yet life aboard was not just about sailing and racing. It was about survival. Anecdote: First Mate James Farrell, recited by James, April 22, 1875. I remember a storm we sailed through back in '68. The waves were monstrous, like walls of water, and the ship was bucking like a wild stallion. We had the sails up, but the wind was so furious we thought we were going to snap in half. The crew worked together like one living machine. No orders, no hesitation. When the storm passed, the Eagle was still floating, and we'd lost nothing but a few barrels of water. It was moments like that, when you're holding on to the mast for dear life, that you understand what it means to be part of a ship. We were no longer men and ship. We were one. Months passed. The sea gave no mercy. But then, like a promise fulfilled, land appeared on the horizon. The sprawl of London skyline was a sight to behold, a sign that the race was nearing its end. Diary entry: Thomas McCall, June 3, 1875. We've finally sighted land. London, just over the horizon. My heart is pounding. The Eagle is a champion. She's sailed faster than any ship I've ever seen. The wind, the crew, all have pulled together. But it's not over yet. There's one last challenge: the wool market. We're racing for the best price now. The wool's been packed tightly, and we know we got a good load. I'll never forget this journey. The sea, the men, the endless struggle. But it'll be worth it when we're standing in the heart of London with our cargo in hand. We'll sell it, and we'll see the fruits of our labor. The story comes to a close. The Eagle made it to London, as did many other clippers before her, carrying precious wool from the farthest reaches of the earth. The crew unloaded their cargo, knowing that the race had been won, and their lives would never be the same. The price at the market was good, but the true reward lay in the memories of the men who had sailed together, the stories they would tell, and the bond that had been forged between them and the sea. Aboard these mighty clippers, time moved slowly, but the victories were remembered forever, etched into the hearts and minds of those who sailed for the markets of London. For them, it wasn't just about the wool. It was about the voyage itself. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating tales from the world of music and history. If you're enjoying this story, please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating content that educates and empowers. To learn more about South Africa's leading accessibility software and to support our dyslexic-friendly initiative, visit www.polispeaks4u.co.za. Drop a comment if you want more information. Thank you for watching this video.